Hey friends, welcome to Think Again. The year is 509 BCE. Rome is young, rough, a city of farmers and soldiers. They have just cast out their king, swearing never again to kneel to one man. They call it a republic, ruled by the people, though mostly by the wealthy ones who can afford armor and horses. Still it feels new, free, fragile. Coins begin to circulate, small discs of bronze and silver. More than money, they are trust cast into metal. The image stamped on them is a promise. Rome will endure, Rome will protect, Rome will pay. A soldier accepts one for his service because he believes it will buy bread tomorrow. A merchant accepts one because he trusts the soldier trusts it. That's how a republic breathes, through belief. Wars test that belief. First against neighbors, then across seas. Rome wins again and again. Victories pour in slaves, grain, gold. The city swells. Roads stretch like veins across Italy, then beyond. Every triumph strengthens Rome's coin, every conquest turns bronze into silver. But wealth is never evenly shared. The rich grow palaces, the poor crowd into tenements. Bread is cheap when wars bring spoils, but famine follows when the spoils run thin. The coin becomes more than trade, it becomes survival. Then comes Augustus, the boy who inherited chaos and reshaped it into empire. Under him, the denarius gleams bright, nearly pure silver, trusted from Spain to Syria. Soldiers march carrying his image in their purses. Markets hum, temples rise, aqueducts arch across valleys. The empire feels eternal. Money flows like water, and with it, loyalty. But wars are thirsty. Legions must be paid, walls must be built. Arenas must be filled with games to keep the people quiet. One emperor after another faces the same truth. The empire costs more than the treasury can hold. And so, the silver is shaved. Quietly. A denarius once 4.5 grams slips to 3.9, then to 3.4, then less. A touch more copper, a touch less silver. No decree announces it. The coin looks the same until it doesn't. Traders notice first, soldiers next. Bread sellers demand 2 coins where one used to do. Inflation is born not in speeches, but in the shrinking weight of metal. By the 3rd century, the seams rip wide. The crisis of the empire, they call it later. Dozens of emperors rise and fall, some lasting only weeks. Civil wars drain the treasury faster than foreign battles. Coins, once trusted across continents, now feel like lies in the palm. Soldiers demand more pay to guard emperors they do not respect. Farmers hoard grain. Cities shrink, roads decay. A world once bound by silver begins to unravel, thread by thread. Shift now. Not to marble columns, but to skyscrapers. Not to denarii, but to dollars. America 1913. A new central bank is born, the Federal Reserve. The dollar is strong, tied to gold. One green bill is as good as metal in the vault. Confidence is high, wars are fought, depressions weathered, highways built, men land on the moon, all under the watch of the dollar. But like Rome, wars and promises are thirsty. World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. Each costs more than taxes can cover, so the presses roll. And like Rome's coins, America's dollar begins to thin, not in size but in strength. In 1913, what $1 could buy now takes 32. A century has turned a single green bill into only 3 cents of its original worth. The printing presses hum, debts pile higher than any empire's walls. Bridges rust, schools crumble, hospitals strain, yet trillions flow abroad to keep the legions moving, the wars supplied, the stage of empire lit. The rich, as in Rome, build palaces, today called mansions, hedge funds, offshore accounts. The poor, as in Rome, stretch coins thinner and thinner just to survive. Bread costs more, rent costs more, medicine costs more, while wages crawl. And still, the presses run. Rome did not fall in a single night. It bled out slowly. Silver vanished from its coins, bread vanished from its markets, hope vanished from its people. Poverty crept first like a shadow, then like a flood. And when poverty takes hold, loyalty collapses. Soldiers fight for the highest bidder, citizens riot for food, leaders cling to power with fear instead of vision. Look at America now. The dollar that once ruled the century has already withered. What $1 bought in 1913 today takes more than $32. In other words, a dollar is now worth only about 3 cents of its original strength. Prices climb while wages stall. Debt towers higher than empires ever dreamed. Trillions are spent on wars abroad while bridges crumble at home. And still, the printing presses run. And still the printing presses run. So the question is not if poverty breaks nations, it always does. The question is, what will you do when the crash arrives at your door? When the job is gone? When the mortgage drowns you? When food for your children costs more than your paycheck? What happens when poverty seeps into hospitals? When the medicine is there but you cannot pay for it? Rome's ruins warn us. No empire believes it can fall until it does. That's where I'll leave the lantern tonight. I'm Quinn. This is Think Again. Until next time, question on.